Hello, everyone. Today we'll be going over my topic, More Than a Gut Feeling, How Microbiome Dysbiosis Affects Your Mental Well-Being. So I want to start with a simple question. Have you ever noticed how a messy room makes you feel tense, irritable, or overwhelmed? Well, now I want you to imagine that same kind of mess, but inside your body. Just like the clutter in your home can impact your mood, clutter in your gut in the form of microbial imbalance or dysbiosis can have profound effects on how you think, feel, and function emotionally. This might sound far-fetched at first. After all, when we think of mental illness, we often picture imbalances in the brain, not in the intestines. But science is increasingly showing us that these two systems are deeply intertwined. In fact, the gut has so many neurons, over 100 million of them, that some scientists call it your second brain. So, what does this really mean? It means that your gut doesn't just digest food, it talks to your brain. This communication network is called the gut-brain axis, and it involves neural, hormonal, and immune signals that influence your emotions, decision-making, and even the risk of developing psychiatric disorders like depression and anxiety. So here's the twist. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that live in your intestines, play a central role in this dialogue. When the microbiome is healthy and diverse, it helps regulate mood through the production of neuroactive compounds like serotonin and dopamine, and also bacterial byproducts. But when it's unbalanced, often due to stress, processed foods, or antibiotic overuse, or microbiome dysbiosis, it can trigger inflammation, disrupt the blood-brain barrier, and throw your mental state into disarray. And right now, that second brain might be playing a role in a very real crisis. So let's dive into what the research says. One study published in Frontiers in Psychiatry looked at germ-free mice, which are mice raised in sterile environments with no gut bacteria. These mice had exaggerated stress responses, which were reversed when their guts were colonized with a healthy microbiome. Another study found that people with depression often have lower levels of certain anti-inflammatory bacteria and higher levels of pro-inflammatory species. A landmark 2019 study published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology analyzed over 600,000 individuals and found something deeply concerning. Between 2005 and 2017, mood disorders and suicide-related outcomes skyrocketed, especially in adolescents and young adults. For example, rates of major depressive episodes in the 18 to 25-year-old bracket increased by a staggering 63%. Suicide-related thoughts and behaviors also rose dramatically across the same age group. So this is not just a minor trend, this is a generational mental health emergency. So the question becomes why? Why now and what has changed? Certainly, social media, stress, and economic factors are involved, but what if there's something deeper, something more biological that we carry within us? In 2023, a review in Nutrients showed that probiotics, which are beneficial live bacteria, can alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression in some individuals. Some researchers are even calling this psychobiotics therapy. You might also be surprised to learn that physicians have prescribed antidepressants to treat gut disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, highlighting just how deep this gut-brain connection runs. And this isn't just limited to mental illness. Conditions like multiple sclerosis and chronic fatigue syndrome, which are long thought to be purely neurological disorders, are now associated with gut microbiome disturbances. These aren't just correlations, they're clues to a larger truth. Your internal environment shapes your mental health and should be taken just as seriously as the idea that your external environment shapes your mental health. So, where does this leave us? It means that we have an opportunity and a responsibility as microbiologists and researchers to view mental health more holistically. What if part of the solution to the mental health crisis isn't just new drugs, but new diets? Yes, therapy and medication are essential, but maybe so are fiber, fermented foods, and less ultra processed meals, as well as probiotics and prebiotics. Maybe depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders aren't just in your head, they might be in your gut. What you feed your body feeds your bacteria, and what you feed your bacteria might feed your brain. It means that tending to your gut, just like tidying up your room, might bring more clarity and calm than you'd expect. And we have the tools to change this. Through research, awareness, and better understanding of our internal environments, if we invest in this research and take it seriously, we might find new interventions for the millions affected by psychiatric illness. And if we ignore it, we may be missing out on one of the most powerful tools we have to help those suffering. So next time you're feeling down, ask yourself, what if I fed my second brain today? Because sometimes a cluttered mind starts with an unhappy gut. Thank you so much for watching and interacting with my discussion.